So somebody was asking me about my protein that you see the blobs of on the top bars. There it is. What was left of that feeding. I mixed that, what was that, Christmas Day? Yeah, so that's over a month old and is just fine in the refrigerator. I mixed about a half a 5-gallon bucket full of the stuff. And the way I feed it, I find out where the cluster is, where the bees are clustering starting their late winter or midwinter brood, I guess you'd call it, and put it right on the outer edge of the cluster at the time. That way you don't interfere with the center of it. If you look at a frame of brood, you see a band of pollen right around the brood. Well, you mimic that right up there on the top bars with a little blob of it. That's what I'd do. If it's in a single, I'll put it right directly over top of it, right dead in the middle of the cluster, right up on top of the top bars. But if it's supered and the cluster's kind of spanning both supers, I'll put it on the outer edge, a little blob on the front, a little blob on the back. So somebody asked for the recipe. This was Mega Bee. I come up with that because I posted that on Facebook March the 1st, 2015. What happened was I got a bag of it over at Daydant, was it January of 15, and I was going to experiment with it, and I did. I open fed some. Y'all have seen the video or videos of that, me playing around. Just out there learning behind the camera, you know. Anyway, I saw the forecast for that cold snap, and I knew the bees needed pollen, protein during February, or else it would have been detrimental to their brood production. So what I did was I toyed with a mix to give them so that they could continue to raise brood even though being shut up in the hive during all that cold. So, a picture perfect February here. We have enough pretty days for them to fly out and get enough maple pollen to raise their midwinter brood fine. But it ain't picture perfect, and Virginia is crazier than a bat as far as the weather's concerned. Just about anybody around tell you that knows it. But that's what I did. I came up with that by March. Toyed with it a little bit. It's what would that come out to be? 3/4 dry Mega Bee. Now it's AP23. They changed their formulation a little bit, so you'd use AP23 the same way. Daydant did, or whoever formulates it for them. I don't know how all that's rigged, but anyway. Yeah, that's 3/4 dry Mega Bee and 1/4 sugar by weight. Alright, what I changed up this year is I cut back on the cider vinegar. 1 cup cider vinegar to 3 cups water. Just in that particular little, it was just a little small run. Because I didn't have a few nukes out here at the time when I did that. I also cut back on the lemongrass, spearmint, and wintergreen oil. So it wouldn't be as strong in this year's mixing. And emulsify the oils in hot water and blending at high speed until the majority of it's mixed in the water and it turns cloudy. And mix the dry ingredients and mix the vinegar and the emulsified mixture and add wet ingredients. You get the idea. What I'm probably going to toy with doing is adding more sugar so that maybe it will collect more moisture and stay more moist in the hive. But anyway, there's your little a little explanation of that. I cut back on the lemongrass oil to 3 drops and 1 drop each of spearmint and wintergreen because that was a little bit overpowering right there. The only thing those oils do is they stimulate the bees. Just like if you wake up in the morning early and you smell a pot of coffee brewing, it makes you want to jump up, that kind of thing. It stimulates the bees like the smell of a flower. So it makes them tickle to death to go up there and sniff around and start taking bites of it. And once they figure out it's good stuff, they get on with it. That's all that's for. That's not for a mite treatment. That's not for a nosema treatment. That's not for any of that. And I don't think it does a thing in the world other than stimulate them. And the vinegar pickles it. If you, next time you're in a hive, old bee bread, not new, bee bread is liable to have been in there for about a year, pollen packed in the cells. Get your hive tool or a little stick or something and dig it out of there and taste it. You will taste acetic acid. It's slightly acidic. It's got a little tingle to it, about like I don't know what, sauerkraut or something. And so that that 1/4 vinegar, that gives that a little tang. Of course, I'm sure the AP23 and Mega Bees also got citric acid and ascorbic acid, vitamin C. I'm sure that's got to be in there. Whoever formulated it would have had to done that, just common sense, because of the content in honey and what have you. But yeah, the vinegar kind of pickles it a little bit. I honestly don't think that would ever go bad. I could leave that in the refrigerator until next year at this time, and I wouldn't be afraid to feed it. Anyway, that's that, people. Somebody asked, you got the answer.